Hey friends, Greg Kappas here with GGN in Phoenix, Arizona. It's a little cold. I'm fighting the cold, but I am excited about a number of things that will help me heal up from this cold. One is spring training in Major League Baseball starting here in Phoenix, even with the cool weather and cold weather at times. Second is collegiate baseball is starting, and some of my friends back at Marshall University, where I used to play college baseball, are pretty pumped up about the new college season. Go Herd. But I'm really pumped up about a new series I'm starting, a 7-week series on how do we know God's perfect will for us. I'm doing an overview today, and then I'll be walking through the next 6 weeks after today about understanding His perfect will for us. I have lots of people who come to me saying, Greg, over the years, how do I know His perfect will? You know, in John 15, 16, and 17, it spells out how to understand His perfect will. And right before that, in John 15 verses 14 and 15, Jesus called the disciples friends, and He calls you and I friends today. A friendship. You see, it started with selection. It moved to servanthood with the disciples, and it then went to friendship. And that's what He does with us. He selects us. He calls us to serve Him, but He wants us to really to be His friend and to have an intimate friendship and communication and a close relationship with Jesus Christ. He gives us a permanent state of a new dignity when He calls us a friend. What He does, though, in calling us friends, is He expects us to obey Him. It says that right in the text in verses 14 and 15, that we need to obey all of His commands that He's given us. You know, Abraham was called a friend of God in James chapter 2. How about you? Are you God's friend? So let's talk about being friends of Jesus Christ and how we can know His perfect will. In John 15, 16, and 17, Jesus begins and says, you did not choose me. He's trying to put things in perspective. Hey, friends, disciples, today, back then, keep things in perspective. Then He moves on and says, but I chose you. In other words, the selection is election. He chose us before we had any role in choosing Him. Then He goes on and it says that Jesus appointed you and me. In other words, no cancellations, please. You see, we like to cancel appointments because we overbook sometimes. Sometimes we take some chagrin at it, but we're not that hesitant to cancel an appointment if we're overbooked. But with Jesus, you don't cancel His appointment. He's appointed you and I to some fantastic stuff. Listen to this. I appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit, fruit that will last. In other words, that's our calling on earth. Along with bringing glory to Him, our calling on earth is to bear fruit, lasting fruit. And then He says, and so that whatever you ask in my name, the Father will give you. That's how we fulfill that calling. Answered prayer. That's how we fulfill His specific calling to us on earth. And then finally, He says, this is my command, love each other. You know, the Beatles had a song, all we need is love, 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 love. You can tell I can't sing real well. But it really is true, but it's love in Jesus, not what the Beatles were talking about. When we have His love and we love others, everything is in context much better. Love is what we run on. In fact, it's even better than Dunkin' Donuts. God bless you. I'll see you next week.